Hello, my friend. How are you? Aren't you well? Aren't you fine and fantastic? That's something that I want to talk with you about today, just for a little bit, if that's okay. Listen, when we come face to face with friends or meet them in virtual space or even talk with them over the phone, often the first question is, how are you? Very often, the answer is, I'm good, just fine, fantastic. Sometimes that's the farthest thing from the truth. So I want to talk with you today about stopping, assessing, and really, really figuring out if you are fine or how you are. What makes me stop for just a minute to talk about this is I had a coaching client come to me not too long ago. And of course, I always ask, how are you today? And sometimes the answer is, I'm fine, I'm good, or whatever that typical answer is that we give people that are asking that we don't want to go into details with. But I think my coaching clients know me a little better than that. And so my first kudos was that my client actually said, I'm not that good today. That's awesome to have the presence, the mindfulness to know first thing in the morning that you're not having a good day. So my next statement, my next question to her was, and where is the feeling of disease or unwellness? Is it the mind? Is it the spirit? Is it your emotions? Is it in the body? A physical unwellness? Where exactly is it? What are we talking about today? And she knew that her heart was hurting. And so we went into a conversation of why her heart was hurting and all the questions that you ask about brokenness and healing. And so it ended up being a great session. But the reason I'm curious with you is, how are you? I'm curious about how you really are. And I don't want you to tell me that you're good and you're fine. I want you to really think and really assess how you are. We have so many different parts of ourselves. As I was saying, your mind, sometimes you can be tired, exhausted, and just stressed mentally with different things that are going on, resolving different challenges. Life is a bit much. So sometimes the mind goes into overdrive and it's hard to shut it off, or it's hard to shut off fear, doubt, or worry. And sometimes it begins to wear us down. Sometimes it's a physical hurt. It's a physical issue that's keeping us at bay. It's seizing us. We might have a cold, or this time of year with allergies. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay, not me, but but I sympathize. It's a struggle sometimes to eat the right things and to satisfy the hunger and to be rested and up enough to satisfy the physical demands of life. Sometimes our emotions are challenged with feelings, fears, resolving things that happen or things that we think may happen or things that imminently are going to happen. There's also a spiritual kind of disparity where we are just not aligned there, and we are having trouble because we just haven't resolved some things, or we just haven't allowed our spiritual being to soar for whatever reason, and so there's trouble there. Sometimes it's a psychological kind of. There's so many different areas where we can be unwell, or we can have some sort of dissonance, a little bit of misalignment that keeps us out of whack. Be true to you. Stop what you're doing and become present with yourself. Slow down and breathe. Slow your heartbeat down. Slow your thoughts down. Slow that breathing down and just sit. Sit in your space and allow yourself to come present with right now, this moment. How are you feeling? What are the things that are troubling you? And how do you move concerns and worries aside in order to exist on at a higher elevation than where you are now? It's a whole exercise. Sometimes you need something like this, which is a journal, to just write and let those things that are locked here and here out, and just put them out there. And you don't want to give it voice, right? But get it out of your mind, get it out of your being, and you may want to give it some time, a couple days, and then come back and read the things, but twist it and turn it to the positive if it's negative. You know, we have a way sometimes of putting things and keeping things in such a negative context that if you read and saw where you were, you should take it and spin it to the positive, right? Or before you even do that, you may need to do some work on why you're there, why you're in that space. What is keeping you held hostage? What is imprisoning you in that moment or in that negativity? Okay? And it may take a day. It may take a week. It may take a month. For me, some things that I had to work through took a year or more than a year. It's you, and you're worth it. It's not a time issue. It's not. You take the time that you need for you so that you're well, so that you know you're well, so that the things that you take issue with, you know what those things are, and you take the time and take the moments and do the work in order to purge those things from your being. You go and you keep stuffing and you keep mashing things down. I promise you, after some time, it will explode and you will not be in control and you will not be well, and there will be no way that you can ever tell anybody that you're well, because it will be just very obvious based on how it comes out and how it disrupts your life. It's not well. It's not good. It's not good. So stop now. Get your journal and begin writing. Begin saying the things that are deep within you, that are troubling, that are concerning, that are unhappy thoughts even maybe. Go ahead. It's all for you. And you're worth it. Aren't you? I know I am. And what I know is if I can do it, you can too. Don't kid yourself. The tough stuff, you were born for. You can do this. I know you can.